Good morning, students. Your body exists in the past, your mind exists in the future. In yoga, they come together in the present. With this, I welcome you students to the session 9 on immunity booster asanas. Before we perform yogic asanas, we perform warm-up asanas. This warm-up asanas brings our body from a less active stage to an active state by increasing the blood flow to all the muscles of the body. By now, you are already aware of the sequence of warm-up. With this, we'll move on to the asanas. Today, at first, we will study about Sarvangasana. Sarvanga in Sanskrit means entire body. By performing this asana, the entire body gets favorable effect. Hence the name Sarvangasana. This asana has to be performed part by part during the initial trainings. There are numerous precautions that needs to be taken while performance of Sarvangasana. Care should be taken to avoid any strain or jerk in a lower head postures. The maximum period this pose has to be held is 20 seconds in the beginning up to 5 minutes. It is advised to perform this asana in bits and parts, and complete asana has to be performed after the initial training. This is suggested only after a rigorous gymnastics or exercises because the abdominal rush of blood suddenly to the brain might lead to harm rather than any benefit. This asana shouldn't be hurried or performed without any guidance of an expertise. If in case such performance is done, it might lead to pressure in your heart, respiratory organ, brain, which might cause giddiness, discomfort, or enlargement of the calibre in the blood vessels of the head. There are certain contraindications. People with hypertension, heart elements, pregnancy, respiratory disorder, high myopia, glaucoma, and renal detachment shouldn't perform this asana. In spite of numerous contraindications and the prevention that needs to be taken during the procedure, the right performance of Sarvangasana is beneficial. It favors the changes in vasomotor ability. By this, it increases the blood flow in the upper parts of the body, especially in the thorax, neck, and the head region. It temporarily replaces the abdominal and the pelvis viscera. It relieves in the case of constipation, headache, giddiness, and neurasthenia. It actually improves the functional disability of your eyes, nose, and throat, and sexual disability on regular practice. It is very effective in increasing the blood flow to the brain. It balances your circulatory, respiratory, digestive, reproductive, nervous, and endocrine systems, which helps in boosting the immunity, and it makes your entire cervical spine flexible, and it gives a favorable effect to your nerves. The sagging of the lower abdomen is improved by performance of this asana on a regular basis, and it also helps in preventing hernia. It releases the normal gravitational pressure from the anal muscles, and it relieves from hemorrhoids. It makes the mind alert, contributing for the self-confidence and self-reliance. Baddha Konasana. Baddha means tied. The posture is named as Baddha Konasana because the feet is stuck close to the groin, clapped tightly with hands as though it is bound together in a particular angle. It is also called as a butterfly pose because the movement of the legs during the posture gives the appearance of the butterfly flapping its wings. The posture is also called as the cobbler's pose because it resembles the cobbler sitting at work. There are certain precautions that needs to be followed during Baddha Konasana performance and certain contraindications. If a person is suffering from groin or knee injury, make sure you keep a blanket under your thighs for support. Any patients with sciatica should completely avoid this pose or sit on the cushion to perform this pose to keep the hips raised. If in case there is any lower back disorders, the spine has to be maintained erect while performance of the posture. Butterfly pose, also called as Baddha Konasana, helps in stretching the inner thighs, groins and knees, which increases the flexibility of groin and hip region. It helps in intestine and bowel movements. It relieves from the fatigue from long hours standing and walking. It also relieves the menstrual discomfort and menopause symptoms. It helps in the smooth delivery if it is practiced regularly until the late pregnancy. Next, we will be studying Anjaneyasana. It is an intense variation of Warrior Pose 1. It is a beginner level pose that is performed by standing on the floor. This pose contains elements such as stretching, back bending, balancing, and requires the strength of the practitioner. Anjaneyasana is also called as low lunge pose and the crescent moon pose. While performing the hands on the floor, it is just like practicing the lunge position with the lower one leg to the ground. With extending hands, it attains pose that is fully mimics the crescent moon, hence the name. Anjaneyasana has its own precautions and contraindications. In case of high blood pressure and heart disease, it has to be performed under expert guidance. Do not perform this asana if in case there is any issue with the lower back, hips, hamstrings and knees. If in case there is a weak body balance, then this asana has to be performed by using props. If in case the neck and shoulder has any issue, then the pose has to be maintained looking forward with the hands on the bent knee. Avoid this practice during the pregnancy. Anjaneyasana is beneficial in many ways. It promotes flexibility by balancing and stretching the entire body. It stretches the muscles of the neck, shoulders, spine, abdomen, hips and legs. And this makes the entire body flexible and it also strengthens the muscles. The next benefit is it burns fat. Contraction of the muscles around the abdomen, hips, thighs provides the toned muscle. It causes tightening of the muscle by burning excessive fat layer around these regions. The Anjaneyasana aids in better digestion by stimulating the internal organs. The digestive organs like stomach, liver, pancreas are stimulated. It improves the blood circulation and it involves in opening the chest and lifts the heart, which enhances the fresh blood flow and eventually enhances the circulatory system of the body. It benefits the respiratory system. It expands the lungs and increases the breathing capacity, which improves the respiratory system and prevents asthma, bronchitis. It cures sciatica. Sciatica is something called as pinched nerve problem. The deep stretch in the spine provides a cure to any nerve problem around the spine region. The chronic lower pain is relieved from this asana. It maintains a proper metabolism by activating secretions of thyroid hormones that regulate the overall metabolism of the body. It develops a sense of awareness because during the performance the balancing posture requires mindfulness, which creates the sense of awareness. After completion of all asanas, we perform pranayam. This pranayam increases respiratory system capacity, which directly works on the nervous system. Finally, we end the session by performing Shavasana. Shavasana is also called as corpse pose. It relaxes the entire body. The demonstration for the session follows.
Sarvangasana. Lie down in the supine position or lying on your stomach. Raise your legs slowly upward and bring it to a 90-degree angle. Bring the legs towards the head by raising the buttocks up. Raise the legs, abdomen and chest and try to form a straight line. Place the palms on your back for support. This is Sarvangasana. Baddha Konasana. Begin seated in staff pose, that is Dandasana, with your legs outstretched straight in front of you. Bend your knees and bring the soles of your feet together as you let your knees fall out to either side. Draw your feet in as close to your body as is comfortable. Back off if you feel any pain in your knees. This is Baddha Konasana. Anjaneyasana, low lunge pose. Slowly lower down your left knee and place it on the ground or floor right behind the hips. Breathe in and raise your torso. After that, lift your arms above your head in a way that your biceps are touching your ears and combine your palms and make Namaskar gesture. This is Anjaneya low lunge pose or Hanuman Asana. Bhastriga Pranayama. Sit in Vajrasana or Sukhasana. Pranayama can be more effective in Vajrasana as your spine is erect and the diaphragmatic movement is better. Sit in Chin Mudra. The tip of the index finger should touch the tip of the thumb. Inhale deeply. Exhale forcefully. Continue for 20 breaths. Take a few normal breaths. Continue for 2 more rounds. This is Bhastriga Pranayama.
next pranayam is Kapalabhati pranayam. Kapalabhati pranayam should be practiced in peaceful environment. Make sure that choose a place accordingly. And this should be practiced in Sukhasana, Padmasana and Vajrasana position. Place your hands on your knees and raise them facing upwards. And next, fold the index finger of both hands and keep the thumb and touch the index finger. Close your eyes, keep your head and back straight and relax your shoulder. Inhale through both the nostril deeply, focusing on the belly region. As you exhale, pull your navel back toward the spine as much you can. Your exhale should feel like a light outburst. This means it should be fast. While you pull your stomach inwards, during exhalation, you should be able to hear the hissing sound similar to this. The next pranayam is Ujjayi. Ujjayi is one of the most important pranayam which is described in Hatha Yoga. This should be practiced in Vajrasana, Padmasana or Sukhasana with Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi breath is an audible breath that is often compared to the sound of the ocean. Although there is a constriction of the throat is called Ujjayi. This flows in and out through the nostril with lips remaining gently closed. Ujjayi pranayam reduce body mass index as well as thyroid stimulating hormone. So this exercise is really good for thyroid issue and this should be practiced breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe out slowly from the nostril, breathe out slowly from your nostril and relax.
Next is Anulom Vilom. Anulom Vilom is a specific type of controlled breathing pranayama in the practice of yoga. Sit in Vajrasana, Padmasana or Sukhasana. It involves holding one nostril closed while inhaling, then holding the other nostril closed while exhaling. The process is then reversed and repeated. Alternate nostril breathing is said to have many physical and psychological benefits, including stress reduction and improved breathing and circulation. Most people can practice Anulom Vilom breathing safely and without side effects. That was Anulom Vilom.
The next pranayam is Bhramari pranayam. The other name for Bhramari pranayam is bee breath or humming sound pranayam. First, sit comfortably in Sukhasana, Padmasana or Vajrasana with your eyes closed. Keep a gentle smile on the face and observe the sensation in the body and the quietness within. Use your thumb finger to close your ears and your index finger should placed on the forehead just above the eyebrows. Remaining three finger, that is middle finger, ring finger and little finger should close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, you make a humming sound like a bee. You can also make a low pitch sound, but it is not a good idea to make a high pitch sound for better result. Breathe in again and continue the same pattern 3 to 4 times. So you should give a bee sound similar to this. Breathe in. Breathe in slowly. While doing this pranayam, you should feel the vibration from your head to stomach. The vibration should be very high, okay, and it removes the toxin and it gives relaxation to the body. The best asana is Savasana. Savasana, you should be in lying position. Expand your legs as well as the hand. Relax your face, feeling your eyes drop into your sockets and softening of your jaw. Tune in if your mind starts to wander. Bring your awareness to the sound around you, then try to find the most distant sound until you find the sound closest to you. Then tune in into your breath. Once we acknowledge the sound from outside, the mind is more able to let go. So relax. First we have to start from the toes. So once you do a normal breathe in and breathe out, and first imagine yourself, your legs are getting more energy and the legs are getting relaxed. Then your ankle and your thigh is getting relaxed and your knees are getting more energy, and imagine yourself, the knees are getting relaxed. Then come to your stomach. You imagine yourself, your stomach is getting relaxed, your pancreas is getting more energy, and your liver is getting more energy, and your liver is really performing good. And again go to your lungs. Your lungs is getting enough oxygen and you are getting more positive energy, and your lungs is performing really good. Then your heart is really performing good. Next go to the neck. The neck is actually performing good and your thyroid gland is actually performing good. Then come to your face. The face, eyes are really good and your vision is improving and your ears is performing really good, then finally you come to the head and your brain is actually getting more positive energy and you are peace and you are happy and you are getting more energy, right? And after finishing this savasana, you have to slowly open the eyes and get up from the left side with the help of left and right hand and relax yourself.